Rise, warrior. Monday crashes in like a storm, your alarm ripping you from sleep's warm embrace. The blanket wraps you tight, whispering sweet lies, 5 more minutes won't hurt. It's tempting to stay, to sink back into comfort's grip. But across the city, someone else hears that same shrill sound and leaps into their day. They sit in silence, move their body, and tackle their hardest task before the world even blinks awake. What's the difference between you and them? It's not genius, not fortune, not some secret gift. It's discipline, raw, unrelenting, forged in fire discipline. Welcome to WisdomWavesAura, where we dive deep into the ancient Stoic principles that can transform your life into one of unshakable strength. Modern life is a siren song, luring us toward ease. A few taps on a screen deliver a dopamine hit. A craving strikes, and food arrives in under an hour. Entire seasons of your favorite show stream instantly, begging you to binge. We've normalized comfort, but at what cost? Ease dulls the mind, softens the spirit, and steals the edge that carves greatness. Comfort never built character, and it never forged legends. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, could have drowned in luxury, yet he chose rigor. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength." His words, shared on WisdomWavesAura, aren't just philosophy, they're a battle plan for surviving and thriving in a world built to weaken us. Discipline isn't about pain or deprivation. It's liberation. The more you master yourself, the less anything can shake you. When you control your reactions, you shape your fate. When you guide your mind, you unlock doors most never see. But here's the secret few talk about: true discipline comes from knowing what matters most to you and living like it. It's when your purpose burns so brightly that distractions lose their pull. Think back to a moment you were truly proud of yourself. I bet it wasn't during a lazy afternoon scrolling endlessly. It was when you faced a challenge, pushed through, and refused to cave to comfort. That spark, that victory, is discipline's gift, and it outshines any fleeting high. On WisdomWavesAura, we're here to help you ignite that spark every single day. The Stoics, philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, didn't theorize from ivory towers. They faced invasions, betrayals, and grief, yet stood firm in their principles. They crafted a framework anyone can use to build unshakable strength. These aren't feel-good slogans, they're time-tested tactics that turned ordinary people into titans for over 2 millennia. But knowing them means nothing without action. You could binge every self-help video on WisdomWavesAura and still stay stuck. These principles demand effort, patience, and the courage to step outside your comfort zone. Your future self depends on the choices you make today. Every time you choose discipline over ease, you step closer to who you're meant to become. Drop this in the comments below: I choose discipline over ease, and I am becoming unstoppable. Like this video on WisdomWavesAura, share it with someone who needs to toughen up, and hit subscribe. You don't want to miss what's next. Let's start with the first Stoic law: win your morning, win your day. Seneca said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Your morning is that fresh start, and how you begin sets the tone for everything else. Most people wake up and dive straight into their phones, flooding their minds with noise, notifications, drama, opinions. That's not productivity, it's surrendered rest as staying informed. The Stoics saw morning as sacred. Marcus Aurelius didn't start his day with messages from distant provinces, he began by grounding himself, reflecting on what mattered. Your morning is a declaration of war against mediocrity. Rise early, do something hard, whether it's a workout, silent reflection, or deep work, and you condition your brain to prioritize effort over ease. Science backs this up: your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for willpower, is sharpest in the morning. As the day wears on, decision fatigue creeps in, making it harder to say no to distractions or junk food. That's why crushing your morning matters. It doesn't need to be complex. A simple act like making your bed, writing down 3 things you're grateful for, or doing a quick workout can set the tone. The key is consistency, not perfection. Some days you'll stumble, but discipline isn't about flawless execution, it's about getting back on track. Subscribe to Wisdom Waves Aura for more practical tools to own your mornings. Next, take emotional responsibility. Epictetus, once a slave, taught a truth that changed lives: what matters isn't what happens, but how you respond. Most people are emotional puppets. One rude comment, one ignored text, one traffic jam, and their day spirals. That's not living, that's slavery. The Stoics knew there's a pause between what happens and how you react, and in that pause lies your power, choice. When someone upsets you, it's not their words that spark your anger, it's your interpretation of them. 2 people can face the same event, a job loss, a breakup, and feel entirely different based on the story they tell themselves. Discipline means owning that story. Pause, breathe, and ask, is this thought helpful? What would the strongest version of me do? Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal and war yet trained himself to find meaning in chaos. Start small. Next time anger rises, take 3 breaths and choose your response. You'll be amazed at the power you hold. Drop this in the comments on Wisdom Waves Aura. I control my emotions, and I choose how I respond. Master the present moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, stay within the present. Most people live everywhere but now, stuck in past regrets or future fears, scrolling through curated lives that aren't theirs. This fractured focus kills discipline. A scattered mind is like a computer with 50 tabs open, nothing gets done well, and you're left exhausted. The Stoics knew life only happens in this moment. The past is gone, the future uncertain, but now is where your power lies. Think of a time you felt truly alive. Maybe in a deep conversation or a focused workout. You were present, fully absorbed. Psychologists call this flow, the Stoics called it prasosh, total attention to now. Train your mind to stay here by asking, what's the most important thing I can do right now? If you're eating, taste it. If you're walking, feel the ground. If you're speaking, be fully there. This isn't fluffy mindfulness, it's mental strength through focus. The world spends billions to steal your attention, but you can reclaim it. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we share practices to sharpen your focus. Subscribe to stay grounded. Turn obstacles into opportunities. Marcus Aurelius, ruling through plagues and wars, wrote, the obstacle to action advances action. What blocks the path becomes the path. Challenges aren't roadblocks, they're weights to lift. Most people see struggle as a sign to quit, but the Stoics saw it as training. Every difficulty is a chance to build grit, resilience, and wisdom. Reframe your mindset. Instead of why is this happening to me? Ask, how is this sharpening me? An entrepreneur ejected by investors doesn't fail, they refine their pitch. An athlete recovering from injury doesn't give up, they grow mentally stronger. The obstacle isn't separate from your journey, it is the journey. Embrace it, and you'll find what the Stoics called a more fatty love of fate. Treat every challenge as a mentor, and you'll never be stopped. Share your biggest obstacle turned opportunity in the comments on Wisdom Waves Aura. Choose hardship on purpose. Seneca, one of Rome's richest men, slept on bare floors and ate plain food, not for suffering, but for strength. Comfort weakens us, voluntary discomfort builds resilience. Modern life makes ease addictive, but every skill you've mastered came through tension. Reading was hard once, driving was stressful. Growth demands strain. Practice discomfort deliberately, take a cold shower, skip a meal, or push through a tough workout. These aren't punishments, they're rehearsals for life's storms. Science shows cold exposure boosts focus, fasting sharpens the mind. The more you train discomfort, the less it scares you. Epictetus said freedom comes from wanting less. Break your addiction to ease, and you'll unlock true power. Comment on Wisdom Waves Aura, I welcome discomfort, and I'm becoming unshakable. Reflect on mortality. Marcus Aurelius kept a skull on his desk, not to be grim, but to remind himself, you could die today. This Stoic practice, memento mori, gives life urgency. Most people act like time is infinite, delaying dreams and wasting hours. But when you face life's fragility, a health scare, a loss, everything snaps into focus. Petty fights fade, delayed goals feel urgent. You don't need a crisis to gain that clarity. Start each day knowing it could be your last. End it asking, if I died tonight, would I be proud of today? This isn't morbid, it's a call to live fully. Steve Jobs said remembering death helped him make big choices. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we explore how mortality sharpens focus. Subscribe for more. Imagine loss to build gratitude. Epictetus taught his students to picture losing what they loved, a child, a home, a dream, not to spark fear, but to deepen appreciation. This practice, premeditatio malorum, makes you grateful now and resilient later. Once a week, spend 10 minutes visualizing a loss and how you'd respond. What steps would you take? What strength would you find? This trains your mind to cherish what you have and prepares you for life's shocks. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, said no one can take your ability to choose your attitude. When you rehearse loss, you shrink fear's power and grow anti-fragile, stronger through adversity. Share your thoughts on this practice in the comments on Wisdom Waves Aura. Become the person your goals demand. Epictetus said, first decide who you want to be, then do what must be done. Stop chasing outcomes, become someone who achieves them. Every action votes for your identity. Exercise, and you're a fit person. Write, and you're a writer. Small, repeated actions shape who you are. Ask, who do I want to be? Then, what would that person do today? Start with one consistent act, 5 push-ups, 1 page read, 3 deep breaths. Over time, these bricks build a new you. The Stoics called this ascesis, spiritual exercises. Growth isn't magic, it's craft. Subscribe to Wisdom Waves Aura for more identity-shifting strategies. Build systems, not just goals. Seneca knew progress comes from processes, not prizes. Goals are fleeting, you hit one, then what? Systems, consistent routines, create lasting change. Want to write a book? Don't obsess over the manuscript, write daily. Want to be healthy? Move every day, eat simply, sleep well. Systems don't rely on motivation, they're your shelter when willpower fades. Keep them simple, 1 page, 5 push-ups, 3 breaths. Small actions compound into transformation. Audit your habits on Wisdom Waves Aura, what moves you toward your ideal self. Finally, prioritize virtue. Marcus Aurelius said, very little is needed for a happy life, it's all in your mindset. Wisdom, courage, justice, temperance, these are your true wealth. They can't be stolen. Chase them, and external winds follow naturally. Ask, will this make me wiser? More just? More courageous? Virtue is your compass, guiding you through chaos. Epictetus found freedom in slavery through virtue. Live it daily, and you'll be untouchable. These 10 laws aren't relics, they're your roadmap to strength. Pick one, practice it for 30 days. Stumble. Keep going. Discipline is effort, not perfection. Drop this on Wisdom Waves Aura, I am disciplined, I am strong, I am becoming who I'm meant to be. Like, share, subscribe, let's build an unshakable world together.